The 2024 Padres season's about to start today, actually. Well, tomorrow morning at 3 in the morning. Why? I don't get it. I guess they want the Eastern crowds to be able to watch the game when it's two West Coast teams. That's whatever. I'm going to be up. I will be watching the game because I have nothing better to do tomorrow anyway. So I might as well watch the Padres game at 3 in the morning. But last year we went in with a level of expectations and a level of hope. We really thought that we had a World Series championship team going into the season with the acquisition of Xander Bogaerts. Of course, we're going in with the three-headed monster that was Darvish, Snell, and Musgrove. But coming into this season, I feel like there's excitement, right? We're going to see the baseball season start. The Padres are going to be playing games, all 162. But you go in with a level of realism, right? Because the Dodgers have made so many acquisitions, which I think are nonsensical. Not that the Dodgers made those decisions and made those signings. That's great for them. Um, but the fact that you could defer so many contracts so far down the line, I just don't understand why that's allowed in the CBA, and I think that really needs to be reviewed. For example, Otani getting 700 million, but realistically only getting like what 2 million a season until 15 years down the road or something like that. I don't really agree with that. Um, Same with Teoscar Hernandez's 1 year contract was deferred as well. It's just a way to skirt by the luxury tax, which is meant to inhibit teams from overspending the way the Dodgers have shown to be able to. And listen, if the rules allow for it, that's fine, right? I don't like the Dodgers, but they knew the loopholes, they knew how to get around the rules, and they took advantage. I can't fault them for that. If the Padres would have done it, I would have been jumping with joy. But that's a strong team. Um, but back to the Padres, I think there's a chance. I think we could be a wild card team. Do I think we're going to compete for the NL West? We could try. I think Dodgers are going for at least 100 wins. I think Padres, if everything clicks right, are about a 92 win team, 92 to 95. The loss of Blake Snell hurts a lot. Um, it's going to be really up to Tatis, Machado, Bogarts, Kim to really step up. If Kim has the same season he has last year, I'm more than happy. Tatis, we know he's never going to be a 300 hitter, 300 plus hitter. He strikes out a lot. His plate discipline isn't all there, but he hits for power. If he gives me 30 to 35, I'm happy. Anything more than that is extra credit. Machado, he has been having some lingering issues, injuries such as his elbow is back the past couple seasons. His elbow is actually inhibiting him from playing the field starting this season. His foot as well. If he could give me a 280 with 25 to 30, we're good. Bogarts is a big one, right? Bogarts was a perennial 300 hitter for the Boston Red Sox. And I think that needs to come back. That Xander Bogarts, the X-Men, needs to come back. I'm not asking for a 310, right? 290, get some RBIs. You're consistently going to be hitting in the 3, 4, 5 hole. You got to get more than what, 60 RBIs last year? I'm thinking at least 90. At least, and that'd be great. The outfield has a lot of question marks. Of course, Tatis Platinum Glove, world class fielder. We know what he can do. Tatis is superstar written all over him, defense as well as offensively. Left field is starting. I believe is Jurickson Profar. He comes back to the Padres. Big walks guy. Doesn't really hit for power. He's a decent fielder. Probably going to be around that 7-8 in terms of hitting the order. Jackson Merrill's the big one. Jackson Merrill, top prospect for the Padres, outside of course, Salas, who's only 17 years old. For a long time, played shortstop. They're moving him to center field. He looked comfortable in center field in spring training. He actually got called up to the show. He is part of the opening day roster, which is an untraditional opening day, to say the least, considering it's taking place in Korea. He's going to be projected to be in the 9 hole. Extreme speed, can hit for power, has so much potential. It's going to be great to see how he can do. Of course, am I expecting a rookie to burst out into the scene as a superstar? No. Would I like a 260, 270 average? Let's say 10 to 20 home runs, right? Of course, all the projections say he has the potential for a 25, 30, 35 home run season later in his career. But of course, he's only 21, 22 right now. It takes time to get used to batting the show. Not everyone's a Bryce Harper, who came out like a monster for the Nationals. If he could do that, I think that's solid production. It's a lot more production than what we got from Trent Grisham in previous years. Trent Grisham, though, does have that gold glove defense in center field. If Merrill could give a serviceable to average center field, I think we're happy with that because it's only his first year. He has to get used to it. He is an athlete. He can adapt quickly. Um, but honestly, if he could hit over 230, it's a plus over Trent Grisham's performance the last couple years. We move over to first base. I really thought we would make a pickup here. Reese Hoskins was available, but it seemed like the Padres really didn't want to make any moves in free agency. They were offloading a lot of money with the loss of Snow, with the loss of Soto, with the loss of Grisham, Hader as well. So we are still going with Jake Cronenworth, who is a good defender at first base. He needs to get back to that 2022, 2021 Jake Cronenworth, the one that was a monster at second base. Because if he can hit 270, I think we're happy, right? As Padres fans, I think we're happy with a 270 hitter at first base. But there were certain stretches. I'm saying he was hitting 210, 220, 230 last season. We can't have that. We cannot have a repeat of that performance. Last year was a huge disappointment. And it's time to make a step up there. They officially moved Xander Bogaerts to second base. Kim will be playing shortstop, of course. Kim, all-world defender. I think that was a decision that was a long time coming. The first season they decided to allow Xander Bogaerts to stay in shortstop. He just isn't the defender that Kim is. Kim is, like I said, all-world in defense. So you're going to have him play there. Manny Machado is not expected to be starting at third base due to his elbow injury, so I think we're starting with Eggy Rosario. I don't know what I can really say on Eggy Rosario. If he hits 240, I'm taking a 240, right? Luis Campusano, finally, he's going to be the starting everyday catcher for the San Diego Padres. Big bat. We all know his bat. When he is in form, he can blast a home run, right? His defense has been a little suspect. It's been getting better, so it's going to be exciting to see that. I think that's something we could look out for in the first month of baseball. How well he could do behind the plate. How comfortable are the pitchers looking? How comfortable is Darvish? Darvish has very unique pitch selection. Musgrove, he has great breaking balls. It's big for the catcher to be able to get behind those, block those. Michael King, we did get him from the Yankees. Michael King, he is I believe, mostly a sinker pitcher. He does throw some gas. Used to be a reliever for the Yankees. Transitioned to the starting lineup midway to the late of the season. Performed well there, about 3.3 ERA. It's going to be good to see him in the rotation. He's going to be a good guy, good fourth guy. I'm excited for the acquisition of Dylan Cease, though. I think that was a pretty out of left field decision by the Padres to trade for Dylan Cease, considering they haven't been wanting to spend money in free agency. He did have a down year last year. It wasn't the best, right? He high ERA. The team was terrible. The White Sox have been a bad team for a couple years now. It's gonna be fun to see how he does with a solid infield defense that the Padres have. Let's see. I think I'm gonna see that ERA around a 3.3, 3 to 3, and I'm perfectly fine with that. He's our third guy, right? We need Darvish to come back into form. Darvish had a really bad year last year in comparison to what Darvish has done previously. Whenever I say a guy's having a bad year, I'm saying in relation to their performances. I'm not saying in general. I'm saying in comparison to their past performances, whether it be for the Padres, the Rangers, in Darvish's case, Dodgers, other teams. It was down. Okay, I'm not saying that these are bad players. They're superstars, right? They get paid millions to play a game I wish I could play. But, for Darvish, we want to see him come back into form. Musgrove, same thing. He battled a couple injuries. When he pitched well, but the injuries just kept coming back. And then we didn't get to see him in that last 6 to 8 week push because he's got another injury, and it just didn't really make sense. The Padres did have an opportunity to make the playoffs. A couple things didn't fall their way, right? Blowing a couple games, it hurts. But I'm excited to watch baseball again, right? It's been a long winter, especially for the Padres, especially watching rivals get such big signings. Again, Dodgers with Ohtani, Hernandez, Yamamoto. Giants got Snell, Matt Chapman. That's going to be a big one for them. Shoot, I forgot the Korean outfielder's name. That the Padres were also pursuing. Unfortunate in that regard. So the teams around us got better. While we're kind of staying the same. So we really got to expect some better performances from our stars, from our good players, in order to push us over the top. Otherwise, this is a tough division. You got I think it's the toughest in baseball. You got Dodgers, Giants, Diamondbacks, who can. Diamondbacks were just in the World Series. Giants, who just got significantly better and are always competing. And then Dodgers are the LA Dodgers, regular season champions a million years in a row. And then the Padres always struggle against the Rockies. So if we're not on our P's and Q's, we could finish fourth or even fifth in this division. Do I think we're going to finish fifth to the Rockies? No, I do not. But I've seen crazier things happen in baseball, and that's why we play the games, right? I'm excited for the season. Let me know what you guys think down below. It's gonna be a fun one.